Hi there, my name is Bonnie McGuire, and this video is my final project for my HR272 Human Resources Practicum class. For this assignment, I am supposed to be the new Director of Human Resources for my company. As such, I am implementing some changes in the way we do things. These changes will affect our sexual harassment policy, the way we handle recruiting and hiring, training and development, policies and procedures, compensation and benefits, rewards and recognition, and performance evaluations. I have a lot of material to cover, so let's begin. Number 1, sexual harassment. My sexual harassment program will consist of a training seminar for new employees and existing employees who either are not aware of our sexual harassment policies or to inform them of any policy changes that may have occurred since they were hired. In this training, we will identify precisely what sexual harassment is. Using a whiteboard as a prop, I will go around the room and ask every trainee for one example of a type of sexual harassment. Then we will discuss them. After that, I will ask for volunteers in the room to discuss their personal experiences with sexual harassment and how they dealt with the situations. Once the audience has been engaged, we will watch a couple of training videos pertaining to sexual harassment and our company's policies towards it. Following this, we will go over this section of the employee handbook to ensure that every trainee has a thorough understanding of our company's sexual harassment policies. Then we will have a question and answer segment to clear up any remaining confusion they might have about this subject. Before releasing the trainees for the day, I will have each of them sign a form stating that they understand and will comply with our company's sexual harassment policy. Number 2, recruiting and hiring. In order for our company to appeal to the widest pool of potential job candidates, we need to advertise our available positions in many different forums. Some of the ways we can find the most qualified job candidates are through want ads, online job search engines, recruitment agencies, and intercompany job boards. Want ads are great because they are cost-effective, easy to create, and easy to implement. Advertisements in local papers are guaranteed to get a lot of responses. However, the individuals responding to the ads might not meet the company's requirements for the position being advertised. Also, unless you specify how you want the job applicants to submit their resumes, your business is likely to be flooded with phone calls and walk-in traffic. The most prudent thing to do here would be to specify to submit resumes to an email address to the attention of a particular person and not provide the company's name, address, or telephone number in the ad. By doing this, you can vet the resumes as they come in and only respond to the most qualified individuals. Online job search engines are equally easy to use and just as cost-effective as want ads. One benefit that sites like Career Builder and Monster have that local papers do not are a large pool of qualified individuals. By placing one ad, our company will get candidates from all over the United States rather than just one small paper that may or may not yield the results we are looking for. Again, we will have to be pretty specific about how we want the applicants to apply, or we will be overwhelmed with job seekers. In this case, the best solution is to either offer a phone number going directly to a voicemail where the caller can briefly state their contact information and qualifications, or an email that they can send their resumes to is the best solution. Combining both of these options might be a more effective way of selecting a candidate. Recruitment agencies can be expensive, but they will vet the resumes and the job applicants for you. They will only send you the most qualified candidates for the position you are trying to fill, and they take a lot of the legwork out of finding new employees. If costs aren't a concern, this is the easiest method of recruiting new employees. Intercompany job boards can be an ideal forum for finding interested parties to fill positions. Also, because these individuals are already company employees, they will not have to go through the new employee orientation process and will likely require less training. One thing to consider, though, is that if he or she is not an ideal job candidate and does not get the job he or she wants, he or she will likely feel slighted, and this could damage the morale of the department he or she works in, and productivity might be lowered as a result of that. Whichever method for recruiting and hiring we choose will have its benefits and drawbacks. My suggestion would be to try advertising in a few different forums and see which one yields the best results. Number 3, training and development. As a part of the new employee orientation process, each employee will participate in a week-long training program that includes an introduction to our policies and procedures, distribution of an employee handbook, and thorough description of everything it contains, a tour of our facilities and meet and greet with upper management and each of the department heads, computer training on the programs they will be using for data entry and call management, phone training, and 1 day of on-the-job training with one of our trainers. Employee performance will be monitored in a variety of ways: call recordings, video surveillance, and by their superiors. In addition to this, our employees are required to schedule a certain amount of appointments per month for each of their offices. The purpose of video and call monitoring is to ensure that our employees are performing in accordance to our company's objectives and to create continuity from one branch location to the next. What I mean by this is that things should be handled similarly from one location to another one. Because we have several branch locations and our corporate office is not near all of them, we need to keep an eye on what is happening at each individual branch, and the video monitoring provides us with a way to stay in the loop about what is happening there. If they are not meeting their goals, we will provide additional training. The types of training provided will depend on what areas the employee is having the most difficulties with. For example, if he or she is not doing well on his or her calls, perhaps additional phone training is required. Or maybe if the employee is having a hard time interacting with customers face to face, he or she requires some additional customer service training. Contrastingly, if an employee shows exceptional effort or is particularly talented, he or she might deserve to be promoted to a higher position than the one he or she is in currently. If their supervisor is not forthcoming about the employee's talents, we might never know that he or she deserves a promotion otherwise. Number 4, policies and procedures. As previously stated, employees will get a thorough introduction to our company's policies and procedures during the new employee orientation process. Additionally, they will also receive an employee handbook at that time. In addition to all of the state and federal policies contained in our manual, sexual harassment, workers' comp, FMLA, anti-discrimination, and etc., our handbook will also have policies pertaining to our dress code, substance abuse, use of electronic devices, lunch breaks, punctuality, and many other topics. Because we endeavor to stay in compliance with state and federal laws, we will need to update our policies from time to time. Every time we update the policies, we need to update the employee handbook and redistribute them to all of our employees. The best method for distributing these new handbooks to the employees is either via a mandatory company-wide staff meeting or by mail. Either way, we will need to have the employees sign a form acknowledging that they have received their new handbooks and will abide by the policies contained in it. Then, we need to have them return these acknowledgement forms to our HR personnel in a specific amount of time. Having the return of these forms be time sensitive underlines the importance of the form to the employee and makes it that much more likely that they will return them. Number 5, compensation and benefits. In order to determine the salary for a new employee, we will need to conduct a nationwide survey of what these professionals are making. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has a database that will provide us with the median, mean, and 90th percentile wage for each job type. Another factor we must consider is job experience. If someone has several years of experience in the field, then they should be paid more than someone who is just starting out. Wages should be fair and according to the level of experience each new employee possesses. Also included in their compensation package is sick time, vacation time, and the types of benefits we want to make available to our employees. An employee who has just passed his or her 90-day probationary period should have 3 days worth of sick time and be able to enroll in our vision, dental, and 401k programs if they want to. These programs should not be mandatory, but rather be provided at the employee's discretion. After 1 year with the company, an employee will begin accruing vacation time and be eligible for up to a 6% match on whatever they are currently contributing to their 401k. This level of benefits should be available to all employees. Higher level employees should receive additional perks. Some of these perks might be a company car, a company laptop and cell phone, a corporate credit card, and a higher level of incentives. These benefits should be reviewed from time to time as company goals and objectives change, and according to cost of living wage increases or things like that. Number 6, rewards and recognition. Our incentive program is a combination of rewards and recognition. It is designed to reward each employee for his or her contribution towards helping our company meet its monthly budgetary goals and our corporate objectives. Support personnel will be compensated $500 per month for every month that their office meets budget. Our salespeople will be given a percentage of the company's profits every month they make budget. The percentage of profits given to the salespeople is determined by their length of time with the company, how many branches they supervise, and how profitable their offices are. Recognition will be given in a variety of ways. One of our methods of choice is commending top performers via a company-wide email so that everyone knows just how hard they've worked. Individuals who meet their goals but do not exceed them will receive standard forms of recognition. For example, Christmas bonuses or admittance to an appreciation luncheon once every 6 months or something like that. 7. Performance evaluations. New employees will receive performance evaluations after they have completed their 90-day probationary period. After that, performance evaluations will be given on an annual basis. These evaluations will be conducted by the employee's immediate supervisor and by his or her regional manager. During these evaluations, we will discuss any challenges the employee has faced on the job and form a game plan to solve any problems that they're having. We will also discuss the employee's strengths and weaknesses and ask him or her if there is anything that we can help them improve upon. Employees' raises are mostly dependent upon the level of effort and initiative they exhibit on the job. The harder they work, the more likely they are to receive a higher raise in pay. Some consideration will be given to cost of living increases, but most of it is dependent upon how hard they work. Because company goals and objectives do change over time, it is important to update employee performance standards accordingly. Anytime the performance standards change, we will need to inform the employee of these changes and possibly change the structure of how we are doing performance evaluations. Hopefully, my presentation was pretty comprehensive. I think I did a pretty good job of covering all the changes that need to be made to the way our HR department has previously been handling things. If you have any feedback for me, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, thank you for your time and have a great evening.